boys and girls. So I told you yesterday that when I recorded today that I would be in a new spot, and I am. Today I am recording in my basement where I have set up kind of a at-home classroom where I'm going to be doing my videos from. And then when we start doing, I'm going to start doing Zoom teaching, meaning that instead of us just chatting on Zoom and, talking on Zoom, I'm going to actually be teaching you guys through Zoom. And when I'm doing that, I'll be doing it here. I've got a whiteboard here. I have our calendar so we can do calendar. It'll be just like we're at school, except we're not. I did ask your parents if they would prefer if I do Zoom teaching or if I stick with YouTube teaching, and it was pretty split. It was pretty half and half. Some parents wanted me to continue doing how I was doing it on YouTube, and some parents wanted me to switch over to Zoom. So I'm happy to inform you that I am going to be doing both. The way I'm going to do that is that I will just record what I'm doing on Zoom while I'm doing it, and then post that to YouTube. So those of you who are still, sticking with the YouTube videos and enjoying it that way, awesome. Those of you who would prefer me to be live with you, I'm going to start doing that on Zoom. I'm going to coordinate a time. That does mean, however, that I'm going to start doing that on Monday. I have to go into school again. I just got home. It's about 3:30. I have to go into school again tomorrow and Friday, so I won't be able to do it the rest of this week. But starting Monday, I am going to start with the online teaching. So hopefully you guys will join me, and we'll get that set up, and we'll coordinate a time that works for everybody, and we will go from there. I do think I'm going to move this a little bit closer, so while I'm reading, you guys can see the pictures. I just wanted you to get the full view of the whole thing I've got set up here. I do want to give a shout out. I want to start remembering you guys' birthdays. We used to sing happy birthday in class whenever we had a birthday. Obviously, we're not in class, so we can't do that. I'm not going to sing because I don't want to put you guys through that. As you all know, I'm not a great singer. But I do want to give a shout out to Hendrix and Ziad, who both turned 7 in the last couple of weeks. They turned 7 in April, so happy birthday to both of you. I hope you enjoyed it. And then I will be monitoring coming up who has birthdays. Side note, I'm sorry if any of these letters fall while I'm reading. I've been having issues keeping them up. Anyway, so that's all of the housekeeping stuff. The book I am reading today is one of my favorites. It's called The Invisible Boy. It's written by Trudy Ludwig. It was given to me by a former class of mine, and they all signed the inside. This story is called The Invisible Boy. Can you see Brian, the invisible boy? Even Mrs. Carletti has trouble noticing him in her classroom. She's too busy dealing with Nathan and Sophie. Nathan has problems with what Miss Carletti calls volume control. He uses his outside voice inside too much. Sophie whines and complains when she doesn't get her way. Nathan and Sophie take up a lot of space. Brian doesn't. What do you guys notice about Brian? I notice that Brian is in black and white. That's important, so remember that. When the bell rings for recess, Micah and JT take turns choosing kids for their kickball teams. All of the best players get picked first. Then the best friends of the best players. Then the friends of the best friends. And only Brian is left, still waiting, still hoping. JT glances in Brian's direction and just as quickly looks away. We have enough players for each team, he tells the others. Let's play ball. What do you guys think Brian looks in that picture? He looks pretty sad to me. I think that would make me sad too if everybody was playing and didn't let me. In the cafeteria, Madison and her friends talk about her birthday party. The rope swing was awesome, says JT. Yeah, so was the water slide, adds Fiona. That was the best pool party ever. I'm so glad you guys had fun, says Madison. Everybody did, except Brian. He wasn't invited. At choice time, while all the other kids played board games and read, Brian sits at his table by himself doing what he loves the most. He draws fire-breathing dragons scaling tall buildings, space aliens locked in intergalactic battles, greedy pirates digging for treasure, and superheroes with the power to make friends wherever they go. On Monday morning, Mrs. Carletti introduces Justin, a new student to the class. Brian smiles shyly at him. Some of the other kids sneak looks at Justin, trying to figure out if he's cool enough to be their friends. They haven't quite made up their minds yet. At lunch, Madison and JT watch Justin eat with chopsticks. "What's that?" asks Madison as she points at Justin's food. "It's bulgogi." What? Bulgogi. It's a Korean barbecued beef. My grandma made it for me. It's really good. Do you want to try some? There's no way I'd eat that. All the kids laugh. All of them except Brian. He sits there wondering what is worse, being laughed at or feeling invisible. The next day, when Justin goes to his cubby to put away his backpack, he notices a piece of paper with his name on it. "Justin, I thought the bulgogi looked good," Brian said. Or he left a note for him, so it's from Brian. At morning recess, Brian finds a piece of chalk on the ground and starts drawing. "You're Brian, right?" "Yeah, thanks for the note." "Hey, Justin," Emilio calls from the tetherball court. "You're up next." "Sorry, I gotta go," says Justin. "By the way, that's a really cool drawing," he adds before taking off. Take a look at Brian. What do you notice is happening to him? Remember at the beginning of the story when we first met Brian, on page 1, he was completely in black and white. What do you notice about him now? Back in class, Miss Carletti asks the kids to team up in twos or threes for a special project. The kids run around the room to pair off. Brian heads towards Justin. "I'm already with Justin," says Emilio. "You can find someone else." Brian looks at the floor, wishing he could draw a hole right there to swallow him up. "Hey, Mrs. Carletti said we can have 3 people in a group, and we're only 2. Emilio, let him work with us." "Okay, I guess." I notice it again about Brian. He's starting to be in color. Miss Carletti gives the class directions for the project. Your assignment is to work together to write a story about what you see in this photograph. Use your imagination and have fun. "Whoa, cool," says Emilio. "What kind of people do you think would live in a house like that?" "I don't know, but I bet Brian could draw them to go with our story," says Justin. Oh my God, someone's calling me. Brian smiles as he takes out his lucky pen. You can see all the drawings they made for their story. It's lunchtime again, Brian's least favorite part of the day. Another long 20 minutes of kids laughing and talking with everyone but him. "Brian," he hears someone shout. "Hey, Brian, over here." Brian turns and sees Justin waving him over. Emilio nods at Brian as he makes room for him at the table. Maybe, just maybe, Brian is not so invisible after all. So the reason that the author drew Brian in black and white at the beginning of the story is to show you guys how invisible Brian felt. He wasn't actually in black and white. It was just it was a way of the illustrator showing us how Brian may have felt feeling so left out and invisible all the time. And then as he is more noticed and Justin comes in and starts including him, the illustrator begins to draw him in color to show you guys that he now feels more included. So that is the end of our read aloud today. Like I said, starting on Monday, I will be teaching through YouTube and Zoom, so if you have any questions about that, feel free to let me know. You should have picked up your kits from the school yesterday. If you didn't pick them up, they should have been dropped off to you yesterday as well. If you didn't get one or you have any questions, please call the school or call me, and I'll help you figure that out. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.